Feature Friday.
The freshest. Alright, Paubaya, why did I say that so weird? Paubaya and the making of the video, like the behind the scenes, like the story, all of it behind it. We're about to watch the whole thing, let's go. I am so excited, dude.
Oh, to know the story, of course.
One, because I love the song, and two, because that video was so freaking special.
Is that lyrics?
Yeah, I had some captions on. It's a vlog.
Please subscribe.
Love it.
They're doing our job for us.
It's so sweet.
The making
The
of
whole
the...
freaking video is
Paubaya
so
was
sweet.
written during quarantine, and Jason and I were in the States for 5 months. Naabutan kami ng lockdown doon. I knew I wanted to close.
Wait, I don't know where to read. Wait.
Well, they already have lyrics. They already have sort of
captions underneath.
We thought this might be appropriate to do because obviously we fell in love with the song.
Yeah, and we had so many questions about the making of the video itself, like off camera. We were like, oh my god, how did they do that? It's like, how many people were in the set? And like, how did they actually come up with the whole idea?
And we usually don't check out that many behind the scenes of stuff. Mostly in our own time.
We do it in our own time.
That's mainly the reason. But because we thought, Ballet did a cover, and also we liked a lot the music video.
It was such a special, intimate thing.
It might be nice to share this with you guys, and also then check out the comments and then see what you thought, and maybe you can add some stuff to this, or let's just give it a watch.
Patawad era a certain way, but I just couldn't figure it out. And then Jason comes up to me and shows me, babe, I have a chord pattern. So I listened to it, and then I said,
chilling like you do.
Jason started tearing up, and then he said, okay, be right back.
Be right back.
Goes up hours later, gives me a poem.
Oh, wow.
And then we made a story, and that's how Paubaya happened.
Aww.
A month later, umuwi na kami ng Manila, and we chose around 10 to 15 fans, and we told them we have a new song, and it's the closer of the whole album.
Right.
But we have no title for it yet. So it was actually one of the fans that named Paubaya, and that's how
Paubaya. Oh, that's nice.
That is wonderful.
That's
what
brilliant.
a cool
Jason
idea.
had this idea of having a wedding scene, of having vows be said and not kept. And
Right.
then I stepped in and said, but what if instead of saying wedding vows, they say their parting vows?
Oh.
So that was the initial idea. And then that's when we called Direct Nick and Direct Dan.
During the conceptualization, Moira and Jason already have this concept about the entirety of the video.
From just typical sad scenes to just making them all happy scenes.
Aww.
Because at the end of the day, what actually hurts us in our memories are the good times.
It is actually so true.
The what ifs. The happy
That is
memories
so
that
powerful.
we were counting on to sustain a relationship.
Right.
So for the Paubaya music video, we wanted to be realistic with emotion,
Right.
with forgiveness, with what goes on in the heads of people who are actually going through this.
What a brilliant video. It's just
As soon as we
fantastic
finished
from the
song,
beginning.
we already knew that we really wanted Josh and Julia to do it. We've
That's
been
awesome.
friends with them for since Torete. I met Julia because
Sorry.
she used to get me as her band. Dati ako sessionista for her birthday parties in 2016. 2017,
Love
Love
You
You
to
to
the
the
Stars.
Stars happened, and I became the singer of the theme song for Torete, which
Right.
Direct Nick and Direct Dan were also part
It's like a
of.
series,
And
like a
I kind
movie.
of
Right,
kickstarted that whole season with them, and just becoming friends with them, and getting to know how good they are, how kind they are, how professional they are. And it was that time also that Jason and I started becoming their biggest fans.
That's
Aw,
class.
that's
On and
adorable.
off screen, we love them so much.
Yeah, they're great,
But
man.
even without the friendship, we would still be their biggest fans. And I'm really, really happy that it was them.
That's
Can't
Yeah,
imagine
it really made it really
Paubaya
special.
having any other actor.
Yeah.
You could really see the new relationship that Josh and Julia has found,
Right.
and the freedom they found also being on set again.
Not gonna lie, that must be rough.
Also
It is
us
so difficult.
just
I don't know how they
watching
do it.
them,
Professionalism.
seeing our story come to life.
Yeah.
We really learned.
It's a complex
so much.
relationship.
Si Josh and Julia, It was actually my first time working with them.
Right.
Sobrang dali nilang ka-work. Alam mo yung professionalism nila is there. Once you hit the action button or the record button, magic. Dr. and Julia has this undeniable chemistry.
For real, that was so true.
Translated on camera really well.
Look into each other's eyes. There's something different about them. There is something na titingin pa lang sila sa isa't isa, may sumasabog ng feelings. Kumbaga, wala pang salita, wala pang kahit ano.
Wala.
May feelings na.
Feelings. Oh. It's just so real, so true, so vulnerable.
Great. Everyone was so game. Everyone on set respected each other's brains, how their minds worked.
That's a beautiful dress. Why didn't we get a shot of that dress on the video?
What
we did.
each artist on set had to
fast.
bring. Artists including our director, our DOP, Jason, me, Josh and Julia. Everyone had something to bring to the table.
Yeah,
Everyone
it
had
was
something
definitely
to
fantastic.
contribute to the
She has a
story.
lot of energy.
And it was so light. One of the many things that really amazed me was the humility of Direct Nick Ablao. Usually, pag naisip mo na boss to, hindi mo siya mabibigyan ng suggestions eh. But Direct Nick, she's not just open to your suggestions, she welcomes
welcomes
it. And I think that's what makes her such an effective director. Because she
The idea
and
would really
she
translate.
respects the minds of the creatives around her.
Yeah.
And she grows from that. And she builds from that.
Of course.
And that's why
Yeah, I mean,
that makes perfect sense, though.
It is rare though. Sometimes when you work with directors and things like that. Once you send them the idea and they construct this sort of a plan. If you want things to work their way, and that's kind of their job, right? It's very difficult to know where the line is, right? Of creative freedom for other people involved, but also a disciplined and structurized, effective action taken for the project to come ahead. I think that directing a movie or directing a music video must be one of the most difficult things to do.
Well, actually, I believe that creative freedom at the point where you're already on set has already had its chance. So especially for a director already had everybody from his team come up previously with enough creative freedom to say, I would like this, I would like that. So by the time that you're on set and you're directing, usually there is not much space.
Many changes or tweaks.
Yeah, there is no space for creative freedom. Usually it doesn't. It's just because it is not effective, right? Time-wise and economy-wise, it's not effective. But
efficiency-wise.
Yeah. But it's so great when you. But there are moments like this though where everybody is so aligned that even on set, when they get feedback and they're feeding off of each other's ideas in the moment, the idea, like the finished product, really translates to the original concept.
Yeah.
And that's when I mean when I say, oh, this project's really aligned, because it really makes sense musically, lyrically, visually, with everything in its concept. So now it makes sense though, because the vulnerability of it, like the fragility of the piece really translated fantastically to a very magical point in the music video.
Yeah, it's also undeniable that the actual story has essence, right? And
yeah.
And it has true meaning apart from cameras being on and acting. So that definitely helps, right? That has to have an impact. But what's surprising is that Moira said it was very light and it was very free. That doesn't fucking happen often. So that's key. That
especially on film, on a set. You know?
It's stressful. It's tough. It's fucking on job.
It's
Lights
a job.
are on,
it's
man.
a work. Yeah.
So
it's
that's
work.
very cool, and they seem to all be very relaxed and very free. So very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's truly magical.
Lots of things to learn from them.
My storytelling was even more effective because I had such an effective director.
She has a cool aesthetic, like
Yeah,
her
she
whole
does.
thing.
A group of people celebrating each other, respecting each other, and telling a story together. We had two main emotions on set. When Direct Nick says action, all of us were crying. When she says cut,
We're
all
all
of us
laughing.
were laughing. It wasn't just a fun and light set. It was also
great.
the most satisfying moments in my life.
That's
when,
awesome.
After a whole day of shooting, when everyone's usually exhausted,
Yeah.
we were left with gratitude
And
and
joy. That's
that
brilliant.
yung joy
That's
na
so special,
nadadating
dude.
lang pag nasatisfy yung passion mo. Pag nagawa mo ng buong buo. We were all so grateful
Those
to
monkeys.
each other.
The experience
Dog!
namin sa set, kabaligtaran siya nung na-experience ng tao while they're watching the video. There was never a dull moment actually.
Parang laging nagtatawanan, ganon, after each take. May learning kami from each other. We learn from Direk, we learn from Moy, we learn from Josh and Julia. Everyone was just taking it all in sa set.
Script. Okay.
Yeah, this is
Actually,
interesting.
Josh, Julia, Jason, and I, we had been meeting a lot before the actual shoot. And we all talked about what we wanted to say. What Jason and I had initially, because we wanted to make it, from wedding vows to parting
Parting
vows,
vows.
Yes.
is to put the lines of the songs all throughout the Patawad album that promises freedom and total forgiveness.
It's a great concept.
Aligning
Fuck it up.
Patawad Paalam at ang huling pangakong maibibigay ay sa ating dalawa ay wala nang sisihan. Line from Handa Awit by Brian V, which is the first track of my album. Handa na akong muling sumugal. Handa na akong muling magmahal. Handa na akong lumabas sa aking bangka kahit ilang beses na akong nagtangka at lumubog at nalunod sa kasinungalingan.
I have no idea what they're saying, but there's so much emotional intent behind it. It
And a lot
just
of us
drives
feel
you
that.
in.
A lot of us feel that hope is just a way to blind you from the truth, but it's not. I wanted to make sure that the lines said you are not a hopeless case because you are not.
Right.
And basically they got that. They embodied it and they said it in their own words.
Oh yeah, why Valentine's?
Feb 14 because it's
a day of love.
Of course.
And a lot of us feel that
celebrating
love
love.
is
It's a day of
staying
party.
together. But sometimes love is setting people free. I, for one, am very, very blessed to have a husband who loves me, who takes care of me. But I've also been in a place where I didn't have that privilege.
Right.
And I know that a lot of people are in waiting. Maraming naghihintay, maraming nagpatawag,
That's an interesting
maraming
sentence, right? You're in
nagpaubaya.
waiting.
And I wanted to make sure that those people know that they are understood, that they are not alone. Masakit man yung pinagdaanan
Such a
nila,
caring
pero
way
hindi sila
of
nag-iisa.
When we got to tell more
embodying
stories,
that.
how she felt about the song or how the song was for her, parang doon mo mas maiintindihan yung another
That's class. They
essence
switch
of
language
love.
It's
to language.
fantastic, isn't it? You never
Yun,
miss anything.
Sobrang lalim
Pause.
pala nung love for Moy.
That's something I want to do, and if we ever have to do an interview, that'd be dope. Like you say it in English and then you say it in Spanish, and then you
Like, it's so
basically
easy, and then nobody's missing
yeah,
out
you're
on
never
anything.
neglecting anyone, and then you can act,
But it's just brain power for me. Like my head.
No, but it's all, I don't know.
I need to practice that because
I
they're like.
also don't know if in the Philippines. I think the Philippines is basically that's just
it.
normal.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you're taught.
That's
and
just
do
how you.
correct me if I'm
That's
wrong.
how you speak, though.
But, and I don't know if they're actually translating what they said in English or they might just be
They're
building
carrying
upon
on.
it.
Yeah. They're carrying on from the sentence. I
But
think that's what's actually
But
happening.
still, it's clean because
It's awesome because you don't feel like you're missing out.
and it has so much value for the international market, and it has so much value for
The
your own
Filipino,
country,
yeah.
Filipino audience. It's class. It's so well made, and I love Moira's aesthetic. Like the whole video, the way it's made, it fits the aesthetic of her latest album, the song, and it just seems to be her aesthetic. Like it's very light and light-hearted and understanding, caring.
I was gonna say, they have such a serene atmosphere to it all. Like she really even the way she talks is very calm and collected.
She's
and
gotta be a good mom.
caring and very loving in a very free flowing way. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's
she's
kind of
amazing.
hypnotizing.
Yeah.
So
So if you watch till the very end of the video, you will see my logo.
Yep.
And if you watch a little longer after that,
Yes.
you will see that the
Change to a flower,
snowflake
mate.
will change into a flower.
Mm-hmm.
And that signifies the end of winter and the beginning of spring.
Let's go! Efra was
Spring
correct.
is about hope.
Yes.
The growth of new leaves.
Yes.
There you go.
Para
That
makarating
was
ang
my
bago,
point.
Kailangan mo na mawala ng luma.
Is
For
the
new leaves to
rebirth
be
of
able
something.
To grow,
Fight me.
old leaves must fall.
You see?
That's what
The
Moira
rebirth.
album, which is season 1.
No,
is
no,
all
no. Pause.
about. Winter is
I
the
understood.
album. A lot of
I understood.
So she makes an album for each season, and you were like, no, because they may not have seasons. So
They don't have seasons
it doesn't matter. She still makes albums
for each season.
for each season,
Yes.
because each season is such a universal concept,
Yes.
and it represents so many different emotions. Like winter, it's a hard season. It's cold. It's raw. It's exposing, right? But then spring is hopeful.
Is birth is
The birth of
growth.
new things, right?
Yeah.
And then you get summer, which is the the flowers finally are at their prime. You get to enjoy the fruits of
the hard work and labor.
yeah, you know. See, mate, I clocked it immediately. So I'm just saying, best predictor of things in the world, mate. Give me my cookie.
times we want instant gratification. In order to find something that will last, we need to learn how to wait and not rush anything. So the whole Patawad album is about
Patawad.
forgiveness, like its title. It's about letting go. It's about setting
Yeah, I've heard all of
people
it.
free. It's about finding freedom in forgiveness. All of these things
deal with that.
aren't really
whole album is beautiful.
successful if you do it on your own. That's why you have to leave it to God and surrender it to God, because only He can make the broken things
Beautiful again. Oh my God, that is so
Isn't
true. I
such a
love it.
great thing that what used to bring you pain, when you share it to other people, it now brings them freedom.
That's
What
interesting
used
too.
to hurt you, what used to take away your hope, is now bringing hope to people. Karamihan sa atin, kapag hindi nagkatuloy ng
That
dalawang
is so
tao,
deep.
iniisip natin, that is the definition of a failed relationship. But we often forget that people enter into dating to see whether or not this is the person they want to spend the rest of their lives with. Just because two people didn't end up together doesn't mean it was a failed relationship. We can also choose to see it in a way that,
all
wow,
about
I got
perspective.
the privilege of knowing and loving and learning from this
That's
person,
right.
even if it was just for a short time. We can choose gratitude over bitterness. We can choose joy over pain.
It's a very
We
mature
can
choice,
choose
yeah.
freedom over guilt. And we can choose love. And we can choose forgiveness. And just because you're not going to continue that in the seasons to come doesn't mean it was a failed one. From here on, I will choose to remember the good times, because you are still worth that.
See, it's so self-therapeutic to write.
It
It
is.
is so freeing for
Yeah.
all of us. And I'm so grateful that I got to work with Direct Nick and Kuya Dan and Josh and Julia. Jason and I are so grateful. My band was also there. And the team behind the scenes. We couldn't have done it without
Yeah,
them.
no, I bet.
So on behalf of
Class
my entire
act.
team, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Marami.
For making Paubaya the breakthrough that it is. Maraming salamat sa pagtanggap sa mensaheng pagpapatawad, pagpapalaya, at pagpapaubaya.
It's great. It was beautiful. It's so insightful to see and hear them from
So much
from
value. I'm so glad
from
they
the
made this.
inside. Yeah, me too. I'm glad they took the time to also make such a beautiful part of the content. This as part of the journey of the whole album, because it really builds up on the whole journey of the song.
No, it
Yeah.
is also, you know, it's so many people involved, and it's so difficult to do something this good.
Yeah, and especially in the world situations right now, and like the everything that's happening, it's yeah.
It's hard, man.
No, we're grateful for all of
Yeah,
this.
absolutely.
We are. It's
That is
fantastic.
class.
Fantastic.
This was the lyric she was.
Narrating at the beginning, yeah.
Salamat ang dahil sa inyo. Inyo.
And the flower.
Let's go. Nice, so that's gonna be interesting. Then what's next?
Yeah. Did you hear the birds? The birds like singing bleep 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 in the back. I think that is so freaking cool to have to be able to also enjoy the insights and the inner workings of such a great album, because the whole album in its whole is magical. It has a lot of depth. There are so many emotional evolution in the whole album.
Yeah, I managed to find to find lyrics for us, a lot of them, but not all of the songs.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that. I was gonna exactly emphasize the fact that even for non-Tagalog speakers, the message and the atmosphere and the true essence of the whole album had a very strong impact regardless of language. And this is a fantastic piece of art.
It's brilliant
overall.
It really is, and I think that there's a lot of value in these type of things, because they for example, being able to break down the actual core values and message of the song by the writer is such a privilege. It's like masterpieces, books which are considered masterpieces. Very rarely do we get to find out the actual true meaning behind everything. And music sometimes seems to be like that, or pieces of artwork. It's like that sometimes. It kind of so much is left to mystery and personal interpretation, and you never know what the actual intended purpose and absolute truth or intended truth was.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of value in that.
Its true values, they really got unveiled, and it made it even more magical, which is fantastic.
Really did. Let us know what you thought about it, and yeah, awesome stuff.